So good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible and I am live now. Okay, that's great. So hello, everyone. I am Shivam Gupta, Senior Innovation Engineer from STEM Robot Technologies. And today I'll be taking this session. So students, we will be conducting a lot of different sessions based on different technologies. And we are conducting these sessions so that you all can prepare and you can learn about different technologies. And finally, you can make your own models and prototypes for ATL Marathon 2021. So we have experienced that students often face difficulties at the time of prototyping or making different projects. But with our sessions, we will be trying to cover all the different technologies like app development, breadboard, that is the circuits, right? We will be covering about Arduino and 3D designing as well. So today we will be covering the topic of circuits, right? We will be having the circuit simulation today. And for that, we will be working on the platform that is Tinkercad. So I hope everyone is ready. All right, so I will share my screen and you will be able to see the Tinkercad platform. All right, so students, I will also explain, like if you have not used the Tinkercad platform before, so how you can make your own account. For that, you just have to type Tinkercad on Google, and then there will be a link where it will be mentioned as Tinkercad, create 3D design or digital design with online CAD. So just click on it. So as you can see, the Tinkercad has been opened, but I have used this platform before. Now I'll do one thing. I will be logging out. So I hope you will be finding this kind of page. So this is the home page, and here you can, okay, so here you can connect your, here you can click on join now to make your account. So, okay, so now here we will be getting three options. That is educator start here, students join a class and create a personal account. So we will be creating a personal account so that we can use this platform even after this session. So just click here on create a personal account. Then you can sign up with any of the options given below, like sign in with Google, sign in with Apple. If you click here on more sign in options, so you can find more options like sign in with Microsoft, sign in with Facebook, right? So you can use any of the options given here. But the simplest one is sign in with Google. So you can just click on it and you can select any of your email ID that you are using on your laptop or on whatever device you are using. And like this, you will be able to create your own account. So it's very simple. So this platform can be used for 3D designing as well as for circuit simulation. So today we will be making a circuit. We will be discussing about how the circuit is made and how you can simulate it. So for that, we will be clicking here on circuits. And here you can see like there are so many circuits that I have already made. If you are a new user, so in your screen, these circuits will not be there. But don't worry, when you will start making your own circuit, your circuit will be displayed in a similar way that it is showing in my screen. So now let's click on create new circuit to make a new circuit. All right, so here we are ready. All right, so here, this is a new design, and here we can design any circuit that we want. So for making a circuit, we need the components, right? Like today in this activity, in this session, we will be making the LED brightness, or we can say LED glowing circuit. And in this circuit, as you can see, we have used several electronic components. Like here we have a battery, we have an LED, we have a resistor, we have a voltage regulator. So we will be making this kind of circuit, and we will be understanding like how you can make a circuit, right? And how the connections are formed. So for making this circuit in a simple way, we will be first trying it on the simulator. Okay, so on the right hand side of our Tinkercad platform, here we can see there is a resistor, there is an LED, push button, potentiometer, right? There are so many electronic components that you have seen in your real life. And like if we talk about LED, so LED is used in so many places, like in Diwali lights, in indicator lights. It is used as in like in different electronic appliances, right? So there is an LED for indicator light, right? So there are so many places where we can find LEDs. Now, similarly, we have seen a push button. Like if you have used a laser module, right? A laser beam. So that is also having a push button. Like when you press that button, then only the laser is, you can say, emitted, right? Or it works. Similarly, potentiometer. So potentiometer is something like in your music system, right? There is a knob. If you turn it clockwise, so what happens? The volume of the music system, it increases. And if you rotate it in anti-clockwise, so the volume decreases, right? Or even in fans, right? The fan regulator. So we can reduce or increase the speed of the fan. So the potentiometer is the same, or you can say a similar electronic component. Similarly, here we have the slide switch. You must have seen it in various toys, right? So like this, we have so many electronic components, and by using them, we can make a circuit. So let's try this first of all, like how this platform works. So I want to glue an LED. So what should I do? For gluing an LED, I definitely need an LED, right? Then I will be requiring a power source. Like I need a battery. So I have taken a 9-volt battery. Okay, now what we can do is for gluing this LED, we need to join them, right? But do you really think that it is the right way? Or are we actually providing proper voltage to this small LED? The answer is no. Here we are providing 9 volts to this small LED. It's a very delicate component. And you know what will happen if we provide 9 volt to this LED? So it will get fused, right? So let's test whether it get fused or not. So Students, if you have used an LED before, so I hope you can tell me that how many legs are there in an LED? Yeah, that's right. It is two, right? There are two legs in an LED. One is positive, another one is negative. So the positive leg is known as anode, right? So you can also see here that here we have the anode, right? And this is cathode. So that means we will be connecting the anode to the positive terminal of the battery like this. So it's very simple to use, right? You can simply make the wires, and even we can change the color because color helps us to understand whether it is positive, it is negative. So for red, like we can red color for indicating the terminal or the wire as it positive. And similarly, we can take this terminal, the second leg, and we can turn it as black. So this is negative, right? Now, after joining our circuit or after forming connections, we can click here on start simulation. But did you notice something? What just happened now? We clicked here on start simulation button, and there is a spark icon on this LED, which denotes that LED has got fused. So definitely we do not want that our LED or any component should get fused. So for that, we need to understand that how much voltage is supplied to the LED or to the components that we are using, right? If you are just connecting or if you are providing the wrong voltage, so our components are like the hardware, it can get damaged. So there is a component that you all have heard of, that is resistor, right? So resistor is a component, we can use it. And apart from resistor, there is one more thing that we will be using, that is a voltage regulator. So for making this entire circuit, we will be using a hardware as well. We will be using a component that is breadboard. So let me first remove all these things. Okay, so here we have a breadboard. We will just take it here like this. Okay, now this is a breadboard. So I'll be explaining about breadboard as well. So students, if you just observe, can you see like here on this breadboard, there are so many small holes, right? And these holes will help us to insert component. Like let's say we want to use the LED. So we can simply use this LED and we can insert it like this. If you just pick it up, you can place it here like this. So we can easily make our circuit. We can place the components in the right place and it will not move, right? So I have shown you the circuit as well, right? That was on the whiteboard. That was a similar breadboard, right? So here we can see that we can place our component anywhere on the breadboard. But how this breadboard actually works? Well, let's discuss about that. So if I make some boxes like this, right? And I'll be making some different colored boxes here, right? Now I'll be showing you something. So students, can you see in the red box, there are two red boxes that I have made. So if I place my mouse cursor on any point, right, on any black color, on any hole or point that you can see here. So what's happening? There is a green color horizontal line that is formed. Similarly, if I just bring down my cursor So what happens? There is another horizontal green color line that we can see here. And similarly here at this point. Okay, right. So here we can see that the connections that are to be made in the top and bottom column, it has to be in a horizontal way, or you can say that current flows in a horizontal direction. Let me show a screen. Okay, so here, if I'll show my screen. All right, so here we can see there is a breadboard, right? And what we can see here is that this is the board that we have seen, and this is the part that is inside the breadboard. So basically, breadboard is having metal inside it. So that, as I mentioned, that there are horizontal lines. So you can see here. Right, let me just make the box as well. So here you can see the horizontal lines that I was talking about. These are the horizontal lines, or you can say these are the wires, right? These are metal wires. Students, I hope you are aware about good conductors, bad conductors, right? So good conductors are those through which current can flow, right? And metal is a good conductor of electricity, right? So current can flow through them. Now, these are the horizontal wires, okay? And if I talk about this one, the one that is in the center. So actually these are the wires that are placed in vertical direction, right? So these are the wires that are in vertical direction. And if I just go back to the Tinkercad screen, so here you can see, if I place my mouse on any hole, so here it is showing the circuit, or it is showing the wire in horizontal direction, right? This green line, it is in vertical line, right? The vertical lines are visible here. Okay, so that means we can make the circuit, and we need to understand that how the different components are connected together so that current can flow through them properly. Okay, so our task is to glow the LED, right? So for glowing the LED, we need a battery, right? So let's take a battery. So here we have a 9-volt battery. I hope you all have seen a 9-volt battery, right? There are several batteries of different brands. So like this, we can rotate it. Okay. So for rotating a component, you can click here, or even you can just click on the component and you can press R. So like this, you can rotate it by pressing it again and again. Okay. So here, this is the battery, right? Now, the second component that we will be using is a voltage regulator. So for searching the voltage regulator, we will be typing LM7805. So you can call it 5-volt regulator in easy language, right? But the actual term is LM7805. So you can even type 5-volt regulator as well, right? So you just need to pick it up and place it here like this. Now, the work of this voltage regulator is that it will help us to reduce the voltage. Like 5 volt is written here. So what will happen is we will be taking 9 volts as input voltage, right? And as output, we will be getting 5 volts. So that means we will be dropping 4 volts. Okay. Now let's see how the connection has to be done. Because here we can see that we are having 3 pins, right? So if I just zoom in, so here we can see there is IN, that is input. The second one is ground, and the third one is output. So that means in the input leg, we will be connecting the positive leg, right? We will be connecting it. We will be connecting the positive terminal in the input pin. Okay. Now students, don't get confused. Like if I have placed it here, so it's not a compulsory thing that you need to place it here only. You can just bring it down also, right? You can even bring it here. But just make sure that this red color wire should be in a same line with the input pin of this voltage regulator, right? Okay. Now the second pin is the negative pin or the negative terminal. So we will be just taking the wire, placing it here like this and black. So here the second pin was ground, and in electronics, ground means negative. So that's why we are connecting it here, right? Now here, this is the third pin, that is the output pin. So as I've already mentioned, from the third pin, we will be getting 5 volts as output. So now what will happen is from this output pin, we need to add one more component, and that is a resistor. So students, I hope you all have heard about resistor. Okay, so this is a resistor. The work of this resistor is to reduce the flow of current. Okay, and also resistor can be used to adjust the levels. So I will be just rotating it like this. Okay, and after that, what will happen is we have connected the output pin, and below the output pin, we have connected the first terminal of this resistor. So students, there is one very important thing, that is LED has 2 legs, right? One is positive, one is negative, but the same thing is not there for the resistor. Like you can place it in any orientation, like you can rotate it, right? Like right now, here it is showing terminal 1 and terminal 2. So you can even rotate it like this. Okay. And you can see this is terminal 2, this is terminal 1. Okay. So like this, you can place it. Okay. So students, now what we need to do is we need to add the LED. So from this terminal, we need to connect the LED in this line only. So what we'll do is we will be rotating the LED like this. So the reason is because see, we are getting the positive voltage from the resistor, right? Now, if it is providing us the positive voltage, so definitely the anode terminal, like we will be getting anode terminal like this, okay? And we can place the LED directly under the terminal 1, as you can see here. Okay, don't get confused because of the names, that is terminal 1 or 2, right? Just make sure that the anode pin, right? The anode pin is connected in the same line where the resistor is connected. Okay, now we have connected one of the leg of this LED. Now there is another leg that is left. So what we need to do is we need to take a wire like this, and we can connect it here like this. So what we have done is we have completed the circuit. Okay, so now we can test it. And also there is one more thing. Before testing, we will be discussing about this thing. That is, students, this is a resistor, right? And there are several color bands on a resistor. So these color bands can be used to identify that which resistor is this. Like there are values for different resistors, right? There is resistance. So by reading these color bands, we can understand that which resistor is this, what is the resistance. Now let me show you. Like if I just click on this resistor, okay, so here you can see the resistor, right? And if I just click here, and if I change the value, like right now it is 1 kilo ohms, right? So here right now it is 1 kilo ohms, right? And if I want to change the value, like if I take 220 and let's take kilo ohms. So students, did you just notice that the value of the resistance changed? Like earlier it was of some different color, now the color has been changed. Let me take some other value. So 330. Now you can see the color has been changed, right? So for this experiment, we can take 220 ohms. So ohms, here you can see ohms is the unit. Like we have different units for measuring quantity. Like for weight, we use grams, kilograms, right? For distance, we use meters, kilometers. Similarly, for the resistance, we use ohms. There are so many, like there are many units as well, like ohms, kilo ohms, okay, milli ohms. So several units are there. Okay, so now we are done with our circuit, right? We have made it. Now let's click here on start simulation and let's check whether it is right. We have made it properly or not. So students, you can see the circuit is complete, it's correct, and the LED is glowing. So students, if we click here on the resistance and if we change the value of it, so let's see what will happen. Like if we increase it, so did you just notice, like earlier it was 220 ohms. Now I have 330 ohms. And because of this, the brightness has reduced. So that means if we increase the value of resistance, so the current will reduce. And because of that, our LED will glow in less intensity. So let's take one more example, like 470, right? So this is how you can see here, like the LED is glowing. It's not glowing in a proper way, right? So it's very much dim, right? So because of the value of resistance, we can control the brightness of this LED. Okay. So students, now as we have tried this circuit on the simulator, now we will also make it in like by using the real components. So here we have breadboard, right? So like here we have this breadboard, right? We will be making the circuit, right? So let's start. So this is the breadboard, and this is the voltage regulator. This is the battery. This is an LED. These are the different wires. And finally, here we have a resistor. So we will be using components, we will be connecting them together in the similar way that we have discussed on the. So let's start connecting these components. So first, we will be taking a battery. We will be using a battery cap and we will be connecting it like this. Now here we have these two terminals, that is the positive and negative. So I hope you can understand that earlier we took positive, right? That was for we have taken two terminals, one was red, one was black. So red is the positive terminal. Okay. So with that, we will be taking the voltage regulator, right? I hope we can see here that there are three legs, right? There are three legs. Now we will be connecting it like this. Okay. Now, what we will be doing is we will be inserting the wires. So as we have discussed that the first leg is input wire or the input leg. So for the input, we will be using the red color wire, right? That is the positive of the battery. So we will be inserting it like this. Okay. Now the second leg, that is output leg, for that we will be using the negative wire or the negative terminal. So we have connected it like this. Now for the third thing, that is the output. From here we will be getting the output. That is the 5 volts. So before that, now from the third thing, one leg of the resistor will be connected like this, and the second leg will be connected like this. Now here we have LED. Now LED has two legs, that is the positive and the negative. So I hope it is visible that the legs of the legs are different. So the long is positive leg and the smaller one is negative. So what I will do is I will be connecting the positive leg below the wire or below the wire on its terminal. Okay. So what I've done, the leg of the resistor are line. Now, as we have connected positive leg, now the leg, the small leg has to be connected, right? Wire. Okay, I have this jumper wire with me, so I will be connecting one leg of the jumper wire below the negative leg of this LED, and the other leg I will be connecting here. Here, the ground pin of our 7805 or the voltage regulator is. Okay. All right. Students, now you can see the LED is glowing. If I just remove the battery, you can see the LED glowing. If I just connect it, you can see glowing. So it's a simple circuit. You can make it, and you just need to follow the way you have made it on the circuit later. That is simple. All right, so I hope that now things are clear and now you can understand that why we are working on circuit simulation, right? Because here you can learn how to make the circuit on this platform. You can check whether the components are correct or not. All right, so like this, you can learn how to do the circuit simulation. Now students, as we have discussed about the circuits, I will also show a platform, that is the Tinker Learning platform. So this Tinker Learning platform is the platform on which you can learn about how you can make different kind of circuits. Okay, so here we have different courses. All right. So this is tinkerlearning.com, right? This is our platform. And here you can learn about various technologies. So students just need to make their account. And for that, they need to click here on register. So by clicking here on register, students, you all can make your own account by just clicking here on register an account. And like this, you can fill all the details. You can set the password and then you need to submit it. And finally, you will be able to create your account. So now, after creating your account, you will be getting the username and password. Now just click here on login. And after that, you will be able to use this platform. So now with this platform, you can learn about different technologies and that too free of cost. You don't need to pay anything and you can learn about technologies like app invention, like you can make apps, you can learn about 3D designing, circuit simulation, Arduino, artificial intelligence, and many more, right? So like here, we have several courses and when you will register, so you will be getting the courses based on your classes. So let's take an example. Let's say you are in class 8. So you will be getting several topics. You will be getting the course content based on breadboard, like we have discussed about breadboard, right? The circuit simulation. So you can go through these topics. These topics are in the form of documents and videos. So you can watch them, watch the videos, you can read the documents, you can make notes out of it, right? So you can do several things. And here after breadboard, we have MIT app. So you can learn about MIT app, that is how you can make different kind of apps. Also, we will be having our upcoming sessions on app inventor as well. So stay tuned. Okay. After that, here we have 3D designing. Then we have Arduino. And finally, we have the artificial intelligence. So this is Python and artificial intelligence. So students, you can use this platform. It is free of cost. You don't need to pay anything. So here you can find the topics in the form of documents and videos. So it would be really helpful for you all. And definitely these things will be helping you out in preparing yourself for the ATL marathon, right? By knowing all these things, you can prepare, you can make your projects, and definitely then it will help you in the submission part, right? So students, so you can enter your doubts if you have. Okay, so there is a doubt what we will do in the next session. Okay, so next session will be also based on a circuit simulation. We will be discussing about switches, buttons, right? Because right now the circuit that we have made, it was direct. You just need to plug the battery and then you can turn the LED on. But with the help of switch, you can turn on the LED. You can turn off and on the LED. Okay, so like this, you can just make it. Okay, so yeah, I will be sharing both the links. Okay, so don't worry about it. And yeah, we will be discussing that as well, like how to upload your apps online, right? So when we will be having our app development sessions, so definitely we will be discussing that as well. Okay, very nice. So Ayush has made a piano using the breadboard on Tinkercad. Very nice. So students, you can find the link of tinkerlearning.com. Okay, so for the project submission for the ATL, like for the ATL marathon, don't worry, we will be providing the detail for that as well, right? We will have another session for that, right? So till then, you just work on the project, its refinement, okay? Also, students, you can watch the session after. So you can visit our YouTube page, you can visit our Facebook, Instagram page, right? And you can watch the entire session again, right? So on the YouTube, you will find the entire session. You can watch it again in case you have any doubt. Also, you can post your doubt in the comment section in case you may find any doubt. So definitely our team will be replying on your doubts as well. Okay, so students, so today we will be ending up the session now, and stay tuned. We will be posting about our upcoming sessions on our social media pages, right? So you can check it, and accordingly you can join our sessions. So thank you everyone for joining the session. Have a nice day and keep tinkering.